Today we have finally arrived at the second episode of our series on the brand Enfants, Déprimés. You'll remember last episode we looked at a ton of t-shirts and I pointed out why they're better than Chrome Hearts in pretty much every single way. Today we're going to be diving even deeper down that rabbit hole by taking a look at a few really incredible long sleeve t-shirts. And as we've seen, this brand is in your face, offensive, kind of creepy, very punk inspired, drug addled. Oh, it is the best in like every single way. So without further ado, I think we gotta just start looking at these pieces. We're gonna start as standard as humanly possible. This is like the starter ERD piece right here. This is a ribbed long sleeve t-shirt with a super deep neck right here. It's got an embroidered logo right there at the chest, ERD, and it is just so soft, so comfortable. One of the best things I can say for Chrome Hearts is that their stuff does tend to be very comfortable, but just so boring. And look, it's not gonna win any awards on the like innovative design front, but it looks incredible. It reminds me actually a lot of like some Eddie Slamont era stuff from Celine or even back at Saint Laurent. That very like, I don't know, punk rock revival kind of vibe. I really love the sleeves on this as well. This is just what you throw on when you're going around. You want to put on an all-rounder kind of look, not be too crazy. Yeah, it's just a good starter in every single way. Next up, we have probably my favorite from the entire bunch. Oof. Okay, this right here is the Buffalo 66 long sleeve in pink. Yeah, that's a pink. You've got Christina Ricci right there, Buffalo 66. If you're not familiar, this is a Vincent Gallo film from the 90s, kind of part of like the big indie film boom of the 90s. Like if you compare it to a Clerks or something like that, but it's also got a lot of really weird stuff going on around the edges. Kind of, you put it in a similar camp to like early Harmony Korine stuff, Kids, movies like that, but this is classic Enfants, Déprimés in every single way. The big bold print at the front, basically children on the front. She looks very young there. You've got print going down the sleeve, lines from the movie, stuff like that. And then at the back, oh, I love this. I love the outline, kind of like handwritten text, and the dancing girl right there in 3. I don't know, it's just incredibly striking. You actually got one at the front here as well. It just hits you different when you see this. You're like, oh, that is a really good shirt right there. And let's start comparing this to some of the Chrome Heart stuff. The last one, it didn't stand up all that well, but you put this up against any single Chrome Hearts long sleeve and it will absolutely destroy. Oh, what? Yours is like black and it has an iron cross on it or a cemetery cross or it says fuck you or it says New York on it? No, I don't care about any of that. Give me Buffalo 66. It's referencing one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, and the art is just put together with such a careful eye. Like it looks random, but it's really not at all. Oh, this shirt is fantastic. The next one here is actually still packaged, and that's why you hear all this crinkling going on right here. Oh, I've got to stop that. So this is the Blue Suck Mesh long sleeve shirt. Yes, you heard that right. It is mesh. It is very undersized, kind of a classic punk rock thing. If you look back at pictures of the Ramones, bands like that, it's always undersized, maybe even cropped, stuff like that. So it's really harkening back to that era. But again, the art is just really offensive and it makes you kind of cringe. It makes you feel wrong inside, but that's what's so good about it. Also really interesting stuff. The edges are all serged. Like the hem on the last one we looked at, the Buffalo 66 one, was a raw hem, whereas this one they've just left it raw serged, like they don't then fold it back under. And I find that really interesting. The fabrication being mesh is very different. Again, Chrome Hearts is never going to do anything like this. It's just too offensive for them, I think. And they're a brand that gets off on like thinking that they're offensive. So this is a clear winner to me. And the finale piece to this episode, I would consider it one of the brand's grails. Like, this is one that people are really, really into. This is the NA long sleeve. If you're not familiar, NA, Narcotics Anonymous, basically Alcoholics Anonymous, but for drug addicts. And this is very much tongue-in-cheek. I don't think they are very supportive of Narcotics Anonymous here. It is definitely some irony going on in the graphic here. But I don't know, anyone could see this and you could take it literally. So it's like, it's kind of offensive, but maybe not everybody on the street would, and that makes it a bit more interesting there. You do get some print down the sleeves. That is PE 2017. That's like the season there. Printemps été. I have no idea how to pronounce that. ERD in a circle at the sleeve as well. There's nothing on the back or anything, but it also has some kind of like shotgun hole type distressing all over as well. So you do get the classic ERD distressing. And probably the most interesting thing about this piece is that I actually got this from Pusha T. That's correct. This belonged to King Push. It's crazy how that happened. Grailed was doing a sale of his closet. The price was very competitive. It was a fair price. I feel like I did not really pay a premium for the fact that it belonged to Pusha T, but it did. This exact piece came straight out of his closet, and that just makes it that much more special in my opinion. I love it. So now that we've looked at all of those pieces, I can't let this episode end without trying them on, doing a little montage here. So let's try these out. I love all of these so much. I hope you enjoy them too. Let's put them on. So those are the ERD long sleeves from this episode. Next episode, we're going to be taking a look at a bit more formal stuff, some bottoms, things like that. And in the future, we'll get into accessories, shoes, all sorts of crazy stuff. So if you're into Enfants, Déprimés, make sure you subscribe to the channel, as well as all the other awesome content that I do. Yeah, toot my own horn here. Making some good videos out here on fashion stuff. If you're into it, get into it. I'll see you next time.